Hey guys, this is Joe Cannon, and in the next few minutes I want to quickly and easily show you how to tell the difference between regular delayed muscle soreness and something more serious called rhabdomyolysis or Rhabdo. So if you're wandering around YouTube trying to figure out which one these conditions you might have, I think you've come to the right place. And I say that because I've been teaching about Rhabdo for over a decade, and I wrote the first book on rhabdomyolysis and exercise, and that's the most important thing that you need to know about me for right now. So what are you going to learn today? I'm going to give you a quick overview of muscle soreness. I'm going to then give you a quick overview of rhabdomyolysis, and I'm going to really tell you the difference between them so you can figure out right now as you sit there behind your computer which of these two conditions you have. So let's start with delayed muscle soreness. It's abbreviated as DOMS, D-O-M-S. It stands for delayed onset muscle soreness. This is normal. We've all probably had this pain or sensation inside our muscles. It usually pops up about 1 to 2 days after exercise or any activity. Any activity that you're not used to can cause muscle soreness. Usually the activity is going to be more difficult than you're used to doing in the past, or it's going to be something you have not done before or had not done in a long time. So it can be exercise, it can be chores around the house, etc. A lot of things can cause delayed muscle soreness. And again, when people talk about this condition, they like to talk about how, you know, when the muscles lengthen, this is called a negative in the world of exercise, and negatives cause much more muscle damage. And that's true because they do cause much more muscle damage. Somehow during the repair of that muscle damage, you're experiencing the pain of DOMS. That's really true, but the actual cause of the pain is a bit of a mystery. There's all kinds of theories out there. You know, there's tears inside the muscle, there's tears inside the connective tissues and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I can't tell you exactly where the pain's coming from. And that's always what has made DOMS kind of an interesting phenomenon for me. Whoever figures out the exact cause is probably going to have a Nobel Prize. That's not relevant for today. Again, I just want to give you an idea. Delayed muscle soreness pops up about 1 or 2 days after exercise or activity that you're not used to doing, or something that's more intense than you're used to doing. Okay, so now let's talk about rhabdomyolysis, or it is abbreviated Rhabdo, okay? The word literally means muscle fiber death. If you break the word down, rhabdomyolysis, it means skeletal muscle fiber death. Basically, the muscles in our body break down. They release their cellular contents into the blood, and this can cause some really bad things happening, okay? Now, a lot of things can cause rhabdo. For instance, just a few things I've listed here would be accidents. You could be in a car accident. You can fall off a ladder or fall down some steps. There are some medications that are associated with rhabdo. For instance, you may have seen TV commercials for cholesterol drugs, and they say if you experience any pain or weakness, see your doctor, as this could be a sign of a rare but serious disorder. The rare but serious disorder is rhabdo. There are some supplements that have in the past been associated with this as well, but I want to talk to you today about exercise causing rhabdo, too much exercise. And when exercise is the cause, it's literally coined exercise-induced rhabdomyolysis or exertional rhabdomyolysis. They both mean the same thing. So if we talk about the differences between these two conditions, let's talk about rhabdo first. When we talk about rhabdo, the pain that you feel happens sooner than it does with delayed muscle soreness. And I've shown you here, rhabdo pain can begin almost immediately after you stop the activity, and some people report it occurring up to even a day or so later. Delayed muscle soreness occurs usually 24 to 48 hours, 1 to 2 days after exercise. So the time course is not always the same. Rhabdo happens quicker. The pain happens quicker usually than delayed muscle soreness. But the key thing here is that rhabdo, the pain of rhabdomyolysis, hurts even when you're not moving. So if you're sitting there now, and I would say just don't move a muscle. Do you feel pain now? I would say if you're telling me no, you don't feel pain, it's probably delayed muscle soreness. And if you're telling me, yeah, I am feeling some pain, it may very well be rhabdo. And that would be one of my big questions for you. So if you tell me you think you might have rhabdomyolysis right now, my one question for you is going to be, did you recently do an exercise or some other physical activity that you had not done before or recently, And again, it can be an exercise routine. It could be you took a new class at the gym, maybe an indoor cycling class, etc. Or for instance, you could be doing gardening all day long, or maybe you decide to paint your living room. Anything that's repetitive in nature like that, over and over and over again, can cause rhabdo. And if you tell me the answer is yes, I just took a new exercise class, or I did some gardening, or I painted a room, etc., my next question is going to be, sit there right now and don't move a muscle. Are you in pain right now when you're not moving? If you tell me no, I'm going to suspect it's delayed muscle soreness. But if you tell me yes, my muscles are hurting even though I'm not moving at all, I'm going to suspect it's rhabdomyolysis. Now, at that point, I may ask you about the color of your urine. And if you're not familiar with this, I call this the Rhabdo P test. And it's gotten quite popular on the internet. Since I've been talking about this over the last decade, a lot of people have been now finally starting to educate people about this. And I'm glad to see that they are, but they put a lot of emphasis on the color of your urine. What happens is when the muscles break down, one of the things inside your muscle tissue starts to interact with your kidneys, and this can change how your urine looks. And it's often described as looking like dark colored, like a cola colored, like Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola or iced tea or something like that. And what I would say to you is, don't use the Rhabdo P test, as I call it, as a litmus test for rhabdo. A lot of people have rhabdo and their urine looks fine. So again, I'm coming back to this, my questions. Did you recently do an exercise that you were not used to doing, or an activity you were not used to doing? And after that, are you hurting, or are you in pain when you're not moving? If the answer is yes, you're in pain when you're not moving, I'm suspecting rhabdo. Again, I may ask you about the color of your urine, but even if you tell me your urine looks normal, quote unquote normal, or maybe it looks a little yellow, I'm not so worried about that. It's, are you in pain when you're not moving? That's the thing to look for. Hey, I hope this helped you, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll answer you here. If you want to drop me a private email on your case of rhabdo, feel free to. You can drop me an email at either one of my websites. Again, I'm Joe Cannon, and hopefully this has helped you. Take care.